both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, when I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw you coming. You were so wild, but no, I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. Trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Bonjour. Good morning, oui. Hello, how's everybody doing today? Hope you are well. Let me know if you can see me okay. Good to see everyone. I see you, Pebbles, Stars, Donna, Pointer, Crazy Lady, Unicorn, Jessica, Karen, Millie, ZA, Pat, Leonard, Rosemarie, Donna, Eagle, Laura, the legendary Emma, D, I think I said that again, Unicorn, maybe I said it, Shiloh, Trevor. Trevor might come up here in a little bit and have a little chatty chat with me. So we're going to be talking about a couple different things. First off, I want to talk about something that was sent to me this morning when I woke up. And yeah, something that went on last night on another person's channel, something that kind of happened the other day, I guess, to get it. Maybe, they were a little disappointed or something. I don't know. But we'll go over that. But first, we're going to talk about what is the card team, which is the hold on one second. The Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team. That's what it's called, which is also known as the CARD team. It is federal, it is FBI, and that was issued immediately during the investigation into the Summer Wells search. You'll see where I'm going with this, so just follow me. And we'll tie it into something that kind of happened last night. I usually don't respond to anybody, but today I am. And let's pull it up. Let's just pull it up. So this is from FBI.gov, Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, also known as CARD Team. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Moments matter when a child is abducted, and the FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Teams are ready to immediately respond.
The FBI wants to be involved from the onset, and we're willing to deploy assets from the onset. The top priority is the safe recovery of the child and the apprehension of the offender.
So, can y'all hear that? Let me know if y'all can hear that. Thank you, Jerry. Yes, okay. So, it's called Child Abduction Rapid Deploy Team, being the key word. And as they said, in these times, time matters. It is everything. In any case, specifically, an abduction or, a homicide, missing persons, or whatever, the first 48 hours is crucial. They want to get there as soon as possible. Okay? Continue listening.
Molly Halpern of the Bureau, and this is FBI This Week. The Child Abduction Rapid Deployment, or CARD teams, are composed of a dozen or so special agents with expertise and experience of working crimes against children cases. The 5 teams are strategically located throughout the United States. CARD Team Coordinator Scott Shelby.
What's great?
So there's 5 teams throughout the United States. 5 teams.
But the team is that they offer this collection of experience and knowledge that you're just not going to find anywhere else, and that's because they have been specifically selected for this mission.
So these are FBI agents who specialize in child abductions. They have been specifically handpicked, hand-trained, they know it all. And just as they said, you're not going to get this help anywhere else. This was deployed the moment that Summer Wells Amber Alert was issued. Okay?
Teams work closely with local law enforcement.
It's critical to have a collaborative, combined, and cohesive law enforcement response, which means that everybody's on the same page.
CARD teams have a nearly 90% success rate in identifying and apprehending child abductors. To learn more, visit FBI.gov.
Well, they have a 90% rate of finding the child abductors, finding the child. That's incredible. That is an incredible rate. 95. But is on the 10% of that. Is on the 10% of that. And this is where we are nearly 2 years later. But when the Child Abduction Rapid Deploy Team, rapid being the key word, they get to the scene of the abduction as soon as possible, right? Because they have to. Time is of the essence. My mouse is about to break. Perfect. Make sure. All right. This is also, the source is FBI.gov. FBI.gov. Investigating child abductions, FBI CARD team plays a vital role. The CARD team was created 2006 has been deployed more than 100 times for approximately 108 victims, both domestically and when requested abroad. Numerous children has been located and safely returned to their loved ones. Tragically, the remains of victims have also been found, though this can at least provide some sort of closure for the families. Child card team investigators are seasoned veterans of crimes against children's cases, especially child abductions, and have received extensive training. While some local law enforcement agencies may only work one or two child cases abductions per year, card team agents work these kinds of cases all the time, keeping their unique skill set honed. Uh, what exactly does the card team bring to the table? In addition to being on the scene within an hour or two, uh, to augment local resources, these agents can quickly establish on-site command post to centralize investigative efforts. They also may map registered SEX offenders in the area, handle natural and international leads, guide investigative efforts using the protocols from the FBI Child Abduction Responsive Plan, coordinate resources as needed, and incorporate the Bureau's technical assets, which increasingly larger role in the investigation where every minute counts. But the true measure of the card team's impact is how often these kids are found safe. Here are a few recent examples of what happened, and they just give you some examples. Okay, um, let me find. Okay, so when a child goes missing, its impact is on the whole community. And while local law enforcement and investigators from our regional FBI offices respond and being looked into the disappearance, the Bureau has an additional investigative asset that can be called upon for these time sensitive cases. Our National Child Abduction Rapid Deployment card team, which works to recover victims as quickly as possible and helps apprehend those from taking them. Okay, so there's that. Now, one more thing. We have to ask ourselves, this is not only is the FBI specially trained, they're specially trained. The card team is very especially trained when it comes to abductions, uh, trafficking. You know, I'm just trying to do like a wheel, like, uh, and that kind of things. 9 out of 10, 90% is found, whether in, alive or not. And summer happens to be that 10%. Why is that? Why haven't they been able to find a lead up on Summer Wells? Why? Yes, Joe, the card team is extraordinarily experienced. So, violent crimes against children. It's unthinkable, but every year thousands of children become victims of crimes, whether it's through kidnappings, attacks, SA, or online P. The mission of the FBI's Crimes Against Children program is to provide a rapid, proactive, and comprehensive ability to counter all threats of abuse and exploitation to children when those crimes fall under the authority of the FBI. Identify, locate, and recover child victims. Strengthen relationships between the FBI and federal, state, tribal, and international partners to identify, prioritize, investigate, and deter individuals and criminal networks exploiting children. Investigative priorities. Number 1, child abductions. The mysterious disappearance of minor, especially a minor of tender years, 12 years or younger. Contact offices against children. Production of child SA materials. Sextortion. Domestic travel to engage in SA with children, and international travel to engage in SA with children. SEXUAL, exploitation of networks and enterprises, manufacturing, trading, distributing, and or selling CSAM, which is also child abuse material, trafficking of CSAM, distribution or possession, international parental kidnapping, wrongfully retaining a child outside of the United States with the intent to obstruct the lawful exercise of parental rights. So they do it all. They do it all, from just a random abduction to a parent taking their child abroad, kidnapping them when they're not supposed to have them. They do it all, is what it is, and they do it rapidly. Child tourism, international parent kidnapping, just a lot. Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, CARD team. The first few hours of a child, when a child is abducted, are critical. That's why we established CARD teams in October 2005. CARD teams are composed of experienced personnel with proven track records against crimes against children investigations, especially cases where a child has been abducted by someone other than a family member. Team members provide on-ground investigative, technical resources, assistance to state and local law enforcement. The teams work closely with FBI behavioral analysis representatives, National Center of Analysis on Violent coordinators, and child exploitation task force members. So the Endangered Child Alert program, and usually if they are called in, and good morning, good to see you all. Thank you all. Please hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you all this morning. So when, for instance, Summer's Amber Alert came in, let me pull it up here. Lot find it. Maybe. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Here is a child abduction Amber Alert, June 16th, 10:18 a.m. Amber Alert, Rogersville, Tennessee. Now, this is when here is an Amber Alert. When the Amber Alert was issued is right when the card team was deployed. Now, it takes there's 5 different regions in the United States, and it takes them, I don't know, a few hours to get there or so, I'm sure. But they hit the ground running. And I believe that's what they did for Summer as well. I really do. We can't say, oh, well, they do good on this case, but they don't do good on that case. So, but I can't. So I want to also show you that TBI, and I'm showing my sources, but I want to make clear. What I do with it. Okay. I got it now. This is from TBI's new room. Their questions and answers. Is the FBI involved? FBI and card team is the same thing. One is just more specialized in the children, which is what I showed you guys just a moment ago. Is the FBI involved? Yes, they have been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. They have been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. And I have another thing down here, but I didn't mean to put it on that one. I thought this was interesting as well. Have any questions? Have you questioned others that were in the home at the time Summer went missing? Yes, Summer's brothers have been interviewed along with others who stayed in the home in the months before her disappearance. So right there, we always ask, was Summer's brothers questioned? To the TBI newsroom that they were. Now, how in depth, I don't know. But here it says they have been questioned, and others who have been in the home months before, which would be, I'm sure, Allie, Jose, all of them. So there's that. So we know that the FBI, the card team, have been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. Okay? All right. I already read this to you. Is it bringing? Okay. Card teams are capable of quickly establishing an on-site command post to centralize investigative efforts and operations. Other assets they bring to the table include a mapping tool to identify and locate registered RAs in the area, national and international lead coverage, and the child abduction response plan to guide investigative efforts. Make sure that's all I want to see. But they have a buku a buku more resources than, and this is the source on this is FBI.gov as well. I want to give you my sources. I don't want to just be yamp like a lot of people. So there's that, right? So I get a couple things this morning on my phone when I wake up. And I want to show you them. I'm trying to clear out some windows. Bear with me. Clear out some windows. Clear out some windows. I've got a bunch of articles. Come on. Work faster than that, man. All right. Bear with me. I'm working with Wi-Fi from my car. So, this is credit goes to Circle Jerk. If you haven't subscribed to them yet, please subscribe to them. They're funny as hell over there. They're my girls. And but I want to respond to another channel that was on their panel the other day. And here it goes. Can I ask you why you're in the car? Because I'm running around. Let me know if there's an echo. What? As we go. Strawberry kisses. Okay. Thank you for becoming a member. And damn if it's not working. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me replay. Give me a second, people. Oh, come on. Let's see if this will work now. Okay, now it's working. I think it is. Ooh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, the volume's not working. 1 second. 1 second. Oh me, oh my. Hold on 1 second. All right. So I'm going to have to go there to Circle Jerks. Bear with me, peeps. We're in a conundrum. But that's okay. The world still turns, right? How's everyone doing today? Is it beautiful where you're at? It's beautiful here. All right. We'll do it like this. So credit goes to Circle Jerks. Please like and subscribe to them as well.
Test because she was too emotional. She says the reason why, because they came and got her the way they arrested her.
I gotta find it.
Went against.
Has been said by people.
That's behind the scenes. We're not
Right.
saying.
All this information coming out about Candace's past, it makes me think.
He said they told me, and then we found out from a third party.
Yeah.
Not somebody from.
Didn't say.
Story out there, and we all know timeline is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen to this, please. My computer's overheating up here. Maybe I'll put it down here for a little bit. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Who we got a member, guys? Welcome, Strawberry Kisses, a new member to our channel. Welcome to the family, Strawberry Kisses. Say hello to your brothers and sisters. All right. So listen to this.
They're protecting somebody. I don't know who.
They need to quit though, because that
unless they had something
them.
to do, and then that's why the timeline is bullshit.
Well, I think that Grandma and Candace's timeline
Not
is bullshit because we know for a fact that the feds told Dawn at court. The feds,
Not us.
not yeah,
Not somebody from TBI.
didn't say Dawn get your timeline order.
Y'all three need to get your timeline in order. They specifically said you need to tell and Grandma that they need to get their timeline together in order.
Yep.
Which that leads me to believe that they have proof that Dawn was not, or at least as far as they can tell, they have proof that Dawn was not there.
Dawn was not where?
At the house.
At the house.
Which is why Grandma and Candace were supposedly there, and they need to get their timeline in order.
But it's so interesting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying. Yeah, exactly. So he came in and there's witnesses that were there working on the house. They said Dawn came in, didn't care who was standing in there, said, you need to get your timeline in order ASAP. From the feds.
The feds, he said they told me, and they was without who they was. They told us, and now it's not been said publicly, but there has been a couple of people very close to the investigation who have said that Dawn has been cleared by law enforcement.
That's been said by a few people.
Now, law enforcement has not come out and said that publicly, but law enforcement also did not come out and say that that Candace, Grandma, and Dawn had all three passed the lie detector test publicly for months.
So, Allie says that someone that they are familiar with said that Dawn has been cleared privately, I guess you could say privately. And the only thing I said in the chat that we can't take that as a fact. And I didn't say that she was saying it as a fact or anything like that. But also, when you say I've heard from these two sources that this person is clear, sometimes it can get away. Don't you think the news would have put that out if he was? I mean, I would think so, but they also make a point, to be fair, they also make a point that they didn't put out anything about the lie detector test. But regardless, they haven't said that he's clear, so we can't take that as a fact. Now continue listening.
And they didn't.
Said by a few people.
Now, law enforcement has not
By a few people, according to Cam.
come out and said that publicly, but law enforcement also did not come out and say that that Candace, Grandma, and Dawn had all three passed the lie detector test publicly for months, and they didn't
Right.
mean it.
But even if Don wasn't there, it doesn't mean he doesn't have knowledge, does it? I mean, I guess I would leave it up to them. They know more than I know. So if they were to come out and say he is cleared,
But that's what's weird. Why you think that it would stop a lot of the damn speculation if they could just clear some of the people, like,
you're right.
It's so stupid. I shared something down there at the bottom. This is
I mean, I understand that they haven't, I understand the frustration and stuff, but we can't, like, I wish they would clear at least some of them, but also I don't know what they know either, right? We don't know what they know either.
those are those messages I wanted people to see and have a what's it called? They couldn't have an accurate reading because of the emotions going up.
They couldn't get a baseline.
And they were in the car on the way to it.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't until after they were there. One off.
So, and this is the thing too. Like, people just want that I wish people would just grasp around that this one little thing. If the card team, the TBI, and local, state, you got the Tennessee State Troopers, you got all these agencies out there, and the feds are talking to them. I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't see people say, well, Don and Candace are dumb, they're ignorant in this, but yet they're street smart and pulled off the perfect crime
without a
trace of evidence.
If anything.
But to be honest with you, we could say the exact same thing as well. Anybody, I mean, listen, I think almost everybody agrees practically that whoever took Summer had to know the wells, had to be in their area, right? Had to be known, because you're not going to know that there's a house up on that hill and that there's a little girl and 3 boys. You're just not going to know it. Sorry, you're just not. So, and not to be like real mean or anything, but I don't think any of them are like, Harvard grads on Ben Hill Road. Right? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it is what it is.
I feel like the perfect crime was set up or something.
Yep. So,
that's my thought too, and yeah,
backwards in people's back chats. Yeah, that's right, Lips. We know it was you. And call anonymously, so I do get to file the petition on the second caller. If when I find out who it was.
We already know who the first one was.
Yeah, I know who the first caller.
It's bullshit. People shouldn't do that.
I'm sorry, guys.
Not when I've watched so many of your lives, and I not one time have ever felt that your kids were in any they could pass it.
True. And if I want to put out my theory.
She didn't count
Give me
much.
2 seconds.
She basically said that she was
Has been said by people.
That's behind the
all this information
Okay.
coming out about Candace's past. It makes me think what kind of life Summer and her brothers really had.
All right, but hold on one second before it gets twisted.
Cam says, hold on for a second before it gets twisted.
I'm not saying, do not take it from me that I said that anybody is freaking cleared before somebody
No.
said. We're not saying that.
We are not saying that. I stated what has been said by people.
That's behind the scenes. We're not
Right.
here saying law enforcement saying that they're cleared. We're saying that that's people have said that they were told that.
Yes.
Now, this is another part of it too, that fucking really pisses me off. Oh God. Okay. So
I know that look.
all right. So somebody in there said, well, Ellie's allowed to lie. Law enforcement didn't I think Sheriff Lawson did come out later on and say that they passed the polygraph. But when it first was said, Brian Enton went against what he's supposed to and told everybody that they did pass their polygraph test. And they passed it. The other 2 adults besides Candace passed it the first time.
Okay, so Cam was referring to me right there. And the thing that I said in this is I said I was responding to someone in the chat, and I put, we can't take that as a fact that Dawn has been cleared if it hasn't been said by law enforcement, in my opinion. That's all, Cam. That's all. And someone responded, agree, Justin, for all, but we can't say that he hasn't been cleared for the same reason. Actually, we can't. All we can say is that nobody has been cleared. Nobody. I did not say that you said that was a fact. You said that you believe someone, a few people, has been told that Dawn has been cleared. I'm saying as a public creator, we can't. We all get things wrong. I've gotten things wrong before, God knows. But I try to right my wrongs, is all I'm saying. And we cannot take that because things get so misconstrued so easy about this case, and it's just hearsay. Yes, that's right, Joe. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. But then it's like Cam's like, oh my God, before it gets twisted, and I'm like, no, I didn't say that to you. I was responding to someone. And then I responded back to that person. Actually, that's all we know, that nobody has been cleared. That's all we know. Now, I can say that I heard from a source who knows law enforcement that they told this source that's close to law enforcement that everyone's been cleared. But that would be wrong in my opinion. So I guess I chapped his butt last night, is all I can say. Because I'm going to play something else. Let me find it. All right. All you had to do was come to me, Cam. That's all you had to do. All right, here we go. Hold on. I need to play music in the background 1 second. This is Cracking Cases. Please drop his link in the description.
When we were on Circle Jerk the other night, we never once said, this pissed me off so bad, because people thought that we were saying that because it was rumored that Don had been cleared by people close to the investigation.
We said that I specifically said, I don't know this because law enforcement has not confirmed it.
And it's not our opinion either.
Right. However, we were told that Don has been cleared by people who are close to the investigation. I didn't say that I thought that. I didn't.
This is the thing. Can y'all hear that? Yes. But according to them, they are saying that someone they know close that Don has been cleared. Barely. Okay. I'll mute and see if you can listen to about it. I never said to them any other thing other than we can't take that as a fact. I didn't say that you took that as a fact. In my opinion, says I have heard, or a source says, in my opinion, that is not actually a statement unless... Exactly, it's a useless statement. It's a useless statement. The other night, it's a useless statement. I've heard a lot of things. Yes, it's hearsay. I've heard a lot of things. I could tell you I've heard a lot of things in this case. And, as we grow as creators, some of us, we try to get better at it. When I was just beginning, I hear this and hear that, and everything. But as we grow, we should try to get a little better at it. And let's keep listening.
And say that I knew that for a fact. I didn't say any of that. I just stated what had been said to us. Any other creator can go and say any kind of freaking anything. I mean, look at some of the stories that have came out, and I just don't even know.
Justice for all. I'll use.
Here we go. Justice for all. Found something.
One, that this came from Chris McDonough. Justice for all. Put this out there and said it came from Chris McDonough. The FBI card team did not show up on June 15th by helicopter. They were not flew in by helicopter on June 15th. The FBI card team did not arrive till the 17th or 18th of June. There is no factual proof that says that they were there on June 15th. They should have been there on June 15th.
Okay. What is this exactly? So, a couple things. When the Amber Alert was issued, yes, they've been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. Have you questioned others that were at? Okay, that's totally separate. So just look at the one. Is the FBI involved? Yes, they have been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. Now, I did show many months ago, I showed a helicopter that was there either the night or the night after. Now I don't know. I actually may have gotten that wrong. If it was card or not, but we do know that they were deployed the moment the Amber Alert happened. That we do know. TBI. They were there no later than the 17th. No later than the 17th. Like in their full, but I mean, some were there prior to that, but the full team, it takes over however many it takes. So, hold on, let's continue listening. I never said they were flew in by helicopter either. That's ridiculous. Oh, wrong one, sorry. 1 second. Damn it. What'd I do? Did I exit out of that? Please, Lord. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I exited out of that. I didn't mean to. Oops, wrong one. Okay, I didn't exit out of it. Sorry, I'm making it harder on me than it has to be. Typical me. So.
Hawkins County actually had an obligation to let them know within the first hour, and the car team should have been there. Yep. I'll tell you another one, but that gets put out as fact, and it's not. We're gonna play some clips. I'm gonna keep playing this.
So, yeah. So, there it is. I just showed you. I don't know, like, Cam is just like really, he's wondering. This air conditioner is about to kill me. I'm trying to cool my computer down. But, 1 second. he was just attacking multiple creators last night. And like, I get it. It's frustrating with people on YouTube sometimes, but why I mean, like, you don't have to respond to every single one of them. Otherwise, you're just always going to be in a fight, and it's just simply not worth it. And to be quite honest with you, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. Does so many people, I'm not saying that we are past or anything like that, but you don't come out on YouTube, number one. Yeah, that's for certain. Why are we coming, so many criminals on YouTube? I mean, especially in the true crime arena. Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's just like there's a lot. And as creators, we don't know what law enforcement knows. We don't know what law enforcement knows. The WJHL article published on June 24 states card team on ground since the previous weekend. Yes, I have that, girl. I can show that. Yeah, which was June 16th, switched. Exactly. That's exactly right. And like, I'm not trying to like give just Cam a hard time or anything, but the live that he did last night, he was attacking Chris McDonough and Josh in a personal and a sexual way that I have never, ever, Cam, once seen Chris or Josh attack you in any way, much less talking about their, using other languages for their private parts and stuff. It was disgusting. I listened to it this morning. It was disgusting. And then making, gay innuendos and all of that. I thought, what has he became? I don't know. Yeah, Sylvia Brown. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to talk about any substance or anything like that. So please don't put that in chat, please. But if you want to debate someone, debate them. And I think Cam and Allie are actually good, decent people. But I think, to be quite honest with you, he lets every single comment that someone makes about him, he can't get past it for some reason. And you're going to be fighting with everybody, dude. And that's, I mean, you're going to be fighting with everybody. Sometimes you just got to let it like go. I mean, if I made a video or responded to everyone that talks about me, that's all I would make is response videos. And this is the thing. Chris, whether you agree with him or not, Chris is a professional. I am not. Cam is not. Josh is not. None of us are, really. Basic creators. Chris is a professional. He still works with law enforcement. He still goes to court. He still travels around the country. He still does seminars and everything like that. Am I going to go to the hardware store for milk? No. No. I mean, I get that we can all be in true crime, but of course, we would all like to solve Summerwell's case. But I don't think as non-professionals, I mean, I've taken classes that, I've been exclusively invited to, and things like that to further, the little bit that I do know. But we are here to put out information that we do know, and maybe get an interview. And exactly, Misty, exactly. But, we can't say, all of this if we don't know. Like, I mean, and I'm not even talking about opinions. I'm not even talking about opinions. You can say my opinion, this and this. But if you're saying, like, I hear that Dawn has been cleared by a person that I know. Absolutely. And Robin, that's exactly right. I think most do respect him. And this is the thing. I mean, whether people calling law enforcement dangerous, in my opinion, is kind of different because law enforcement are the ones you call when endangered. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, if you're going to, just talking down to law enforcement, Cam's YouTube defending sickos and preaching Jesus. Well, his prayer last night was, people making money off summer wells, and then talking about Mary's cooking show. Mary making money off a cooking show. This is the thing. Sometimes something that brings us to a place because of one thing opens a door for another. It's not that, oh, I'll just get on YouTube, start cooking, and earn some money. She's working. And it's an outlet for her to do. Thank you, Lord. I talked to another detective of 35 years in my area today, and he told me that he could be going on here in Summer's case, and it all makes sense to me now. What's really interesting. Thank you, Flo. Thank you. I don't give a rat's about what anyone else makes. I swear I don't. Everyone else does. Just work. I work another job. This is my, thing. Yeah, heaven forbid Mary has a cooking channel. And that's exactly right, Fancy Clancy. I hardly doubt it. She's raking in the cash. Hey, Lip Lock Mama. Oh, honey, I hope everything's okay with you. Is everything okay with Lip Lock and her hubby? And listen, I'm not trying to sit here and give, Cam like this hard time or anything, but some of the things that was said last night was really, really bad, in my opinion. Because I haven't seen those creators ever go at him. I just got back from my doctor's appointment. I need to do therapy on my ankle. Oh no. I want to show you guys some other things here that I haven't seen. What do you guys think outside the norm? This is a year later at approximately 6:30 p.m. on June 15th. Well, first of all, I have a problem there. I have a big problem there. 6:30, a phone call came in. And Candace, I want to ask you a question. Think about your story. And get your timeline straightened up, as they say. Candace, whenever you walked Summer over, a whole 20 feet to the house, and she went downstairs to play with her toys, and you went back to Grandis's, and you fixed her Band-Aid and all that, are you saying that only took 2 minutes? And you walked straight in and immediately said, "Where's Summer?" Automatically thought she was gone? Just, "Where's my girl?" Is that what you thought? And someone had already, grabbed her, ran down the hill, and they had to press that gas accelerator really hard. They would have had to. Because they wasn't getting out of there in 2 minutes. So that's my question. That's why I believe TBI says we've said from the beginning, this is outside of the norm. There are few clues to what happened to Summer, despite investigators doing everything within their power to find answers. All possibilities are still being explored. There's no evidence that she's got abducted, but there's no evidence that she's not abducted either, I don't guess. But a card team was deployed. FBI, agencies after agencies, more than 100 agencies, intelligence, analysis, and support staff from across the state have been involved in this case. TBI agents working alongside Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI have conducted nearly 170 interviews during the investigation. This does not count hundreds of phone calls made to follow up on tips reported to law enforcement that were the results of non-factual information posted on social media. Non-factual information. While investigators have been diligently working to find answers, they have to deal with hundreds of tips generated by false information that is in some cases have been intentionally spread across social media platforms. To date, we've received over 2,000 tips. And that was last year. All right. Now, I want to show you guys a couple interviews that we don't really look at them a lot for some reason on social media. People don't play them a lot.
Many homes have inferior insulation like this, or no insulation at all. USA Insulation's foam gives you high-tech comfort and savings year-round. Call now for free install labor when you insulate your whole home.
USA Insulation.
Today's search efforts continue for 5-year-old Summer Wells. She went missing from her Beach Creek home nearly 6 months ago. The TBI sharing these photos from the search on their Twitter today. They say teams are focusing on overgrown areas that were previously difficult to access because of high grass and heavy foliage. But now with the change in season, the area may present new details. Wells was last seen at her home June 15th. If you know anything about the missing girl, please call TBI.
Afternoon, Amanda Harry here in the WVLT newsroom. Today marks 1 year since Summer Wells disappeared from her home in Hawkins County. The case has gained national attention. Thousands of tips have poured.
Look at all this that they've done. I mean, just incredible. And it's buffering. Perfecto. But they haven't stopped. Have not stopped.
Hi, I'm Harry Sullivan. Thanks for joining us on the WVLT Now desk. We have new information in the search for missing 5-year-old Summer Wells out of Hawkins County. Really, that new information is the search continues. We want to show you the latest from the TBI, who are back in the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County today. A little over 5.5 months from when she was reported missing. It was back on June 15th that Summer's parents reported her gone. Here we are. So the latest update is that TBI agents and Hawkins County deputies are back in this area, focusing on the overgrown areas that were previously difficult to reach due to all the heavy greenery, the lush forestation.
Look, oh crap, and it went black. Look at all of the searchers here. Look at all of them.
That is in that area. These are some of those pictures that TBI has shared with us of Beach Creek, Hawkins County, where they are searching. You can see a little less dense than we would have seen in the fall, and I'll show you what it, or over the summer, and I'll show you what it looked like in just a bit. But these are all those crews in Hawkins County getting ready to go this morning. That's the latest from TBI. But here's a look at what the search area looks like, and this is what it looked like back in June and July when the heavy searching started to get underway. You can see how overgrown it is, how lush that forestation is. Obviously, a lot of these leaves.
I hate that it goes black whenever I hit the pause button, but look at the vastness, and just thousands of acres.
Are going to fall. That's going to cause an issue just on the ground in terms of the leaf buildup on the ground. But a lot of these heavier density areas that were tough to get to before is what they're going back to check now. So that's really the latest that we have 5.5 months after Summer was reported missing from her Hawkins County home. It was June 15th when she was first reported missing. If you're just now joining us, once again, the biggest update so far that we've had in quite some time in the search for Summer Wells is that the search is officially back on. TBI does say it was a planned search, that they had planned all along to come back once the leaves fell, once some of these overgrown areas kind of got a little less dense. They could go back in and search some of these harder to get areas that they didn't get to do the first time around when it was so overgrown, so lush back in July, back in June, basically the summer months when they were searching for everything. So here's once again the tweet.
Okay, I don't think that was the one. I wanted the one when she first went missing. I mean, the men. And Trevor's in here. Thank you, Trevor, for searching. When was this?
I'm Leslie Earhart with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We thought we would take a few minutes.
And buffer. Is this the one?
3 months since 5-year-old Summer Wells went missing.
No, there's one that I'm looking for specifically. Bear with me.
Forward into the TBI that.
This is from the year. Maybe it's over here. Damn it. Down, page down, page down, page down, page down, page down, page down. This was July 19th.
Hey everybody, Ashley Boley here with WVLT News. I am in Kingsport right now working out of my car. I just wanted to give you all an update with what I've been working on today. So I just spoke a couple hours ago with Dave Rader, who is the director for EquiSearch, which is a nonprofit. It started in Texas, and then they opened up a Midwestern chapter in the Midwest, and he is the director for the Midwest chapter. But this nonprofit is like a nonprofit search team that goes in and helps look for missing people. So It's all volunteer based. They don't get paid. But what they have is they have some technology at their fingertips that they can use in helping to locate missing people. So in talking with him, I kind of learned his story as to why they've come out this weekend. They are gathering up about 16 people from their crew today to come up here. They're staying in Kingsport, but going to be going down to Hawkins County to search for Summer Wells, the missing 5-year-old girl out of Hawkins County who's been missing since June 15th, more than a month now that she's been gone. So they are coming with the mission of finding her. And you may be wondering, what are they doing differently, right? So, well, before we even get there, let's backtrack to the fact that they have been speaking with the ground search commander of the entire operations for this, Tim Coop. If you've been following the story for a while now, you've probably heard that name. He is from Churchill Rescue Squad, and he's been the ground search commander for the entire search for Summer Wells operation. So this is not going behind law enforcement's back by any means. This is something that they are doing in conjunction with them. So why did they decide to come to search, of course, for Summer Wells? Working this weekend, these people have other jobs, right? They work in different industries. As he said to me, it's kind of like a big group of misfits, right? So they have people from healthcare, they have people from cleaning services, as well as people like Dave, who actually has a background in pool operations.
I want to do to the Wells family. Yeah. There is just, I mean, why 6:30? Why does a call go in at 6:30? Make that make sense. Why 2 minutes? 2 minutes? I mean, to make it even, in my opinion, to make it even believable, to get up on that hill. Hey, Trev, you want to come up? Trev searched, and I'd like to ask him a few questions. Yeah, EquiSearch is amazing. They really give a hell of a lot. No problem, Trev. But the timeline is off. And until, Candace said the other day on the Cow Lady, the Farm Channel, that she hasn't told us everything. So what does that mean? She's like, I've told law enforcement everything, which is fine, but, to say that 2 years later, when she said they've told us everything. Hey, who said what? And for the phone call to not. Okay. Trevor.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. Loud and clear. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. I got wind blowing on my computer because it's hot, so I'm trying to cool it down. What are you doing? You doing all right?
Doing good. I'm glad it's nice out now. It beats all those storms we had and all the wind.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
So, what do you think about this timeline?
Well, I think it's a nice little scripted timeline. There's no way that it played out the way that it's said to have played out, regardless of what happened. I think it's a over exaggerated attempt to make Candace look like a great mom.
Guys, Trevor just started a new channel, by the way, and Trevor when he was 19 years old, or when he was actually younger than that, he started a nonprofit in honor of one of his friends that he lost, and he offered a reward for $2,000 of his own money at such a young age, and now he's on YouTube and just a phenomenal. He's done so many searches and everything. Please sub up to him. You will not regret it. He's a local from Tennessee, and he's, no BS. He just tells it and goes on with it. So, sorry. Go ahead, Trevor.
Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I think it's just she wanted to make it look like she was this great mom to, deflect off what may have actually happened, because it doesn't happen that way. 2 minutes, just even regardless of them being involved or not, it just doesn't happen that quick.
I can't see Candace walking Summer over to the house that's 30 feet away.
Right. And just
that's
like
the good mom script, I guess, right?
Right. That's like the helicopter mom script. They try to play on that. But I was on Angels yesterday, and we were talking about how during that same day she left her in a truck in the heat for every store she ran into.
But that's a great point.
But she walked her from her mom's trailer to her house on their own property.
Yeah. I can't imagine Candace being the type of mother that, sits outside while she watches Summer swing, right? Watching Summer play, right? Whenever the boys were down at the creek playing as well, right? When Summer went missing, right? They're down at the creek playing and all that. Well, if she's this helicopter mom, why would she let him go down there, And even when they said Grandis and all of them, they said, well, when Summer went missing, and this is what Grandis said, we told the boys go down to the bottom and prayed that nobody would take them.
Yeah,
on her interview with WJHL.
Yeah. My question for the world is, think of something that you have that you like. I made a comparison in a group to a bike. So you leave your bike out and somebody takes it. The next day, are you leaving 3 more bikes out for somebody to take?
Right.
Don't
exactly.
Think so. It's the same way. They were so sure that Summer was abducted, but then they're comfortable sending 3 boys out where they can't see them, where an abductor was.
Yes. Yeah, I was listening to Grandis's interview the other day, and she's like, yeah, we looked over the hill, to make, and told the boys and prayed like hell that nobody would, take them. And I thought, yeah, we automatically know that there's an abductor on the loose. Automatically. Right? Not that she's, walked off, because they themselves have said that she would never walk off.
Right.
Never. It's not in her, right? Not that that's the most logical thing, other than, I mean, you don't usually think kidnapping,
right,
if they're innocent, right? You don't just like look over the damn hill.
Right, and that's the same way we all thought here. I mean, locally, when it first happened, anybody I talked to, and myself included, thought she just wandered off, because that's outside of foul play, which you just hope is not the case. You think she wandered off, because that's what happens. Like, that's the most logical. That's the likely thing, and that's what they thought too, because that's why they put all the searches down. They wouldn't have put that much time into searching if that wasn't the thought. That was a big possibility she wandered off, but for them to just decide that she didn't and that somebody has her is just so odd.
It's beyond odd, and did it in 2 minutes.
Right, and you would want to hope that she wandered off, because If she wandered off, you're likely gonna find her. And if you find her
Yeah.
quick, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be scared, maybe a little hurt, but she's gonna be okay. But if you just convince yourself that she was abducted, then you're just convincing yourself you're not gonna see her again. And that's what they did. They wrote her off within an hour of her quote unquote being missing.
Right. And she is the first parent that I've ever seen that said we have to put Summer on the side, her missing kid on the side. A mother, which, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised because that's what she's did to the rest of the kids.
Right.
Looking for a child, they should be able to get 3 boys there left. Well, exactly, TPI, and that's I've talked about that too. She said, common sense would tell everybody if a predator was looking for a child, they should have been able to get the 3 boys that left there alone by themselves all day, look like a boy or a girl. Yeah, 3 boys was left there all day. And Trevor, listen to this. This thing has always stuck with me. When Hunter said, Dawn called and said there was somebody up on the hill touching the kids. What is your thoughts on that?
That one story started making me wonder back then when that came out if he was home.
Yes.
Because you don't how does he know? They didn't have cameras.
He's at work.
If they had cameras, this whole thing would be known if she was abducted or not. The whole idea was there were no cameras that caught any of this. So he obviously doesn't have that, because if so, we would see this magical abduction or that there wasn't one. So it wasn't that. So he would have had to physically be there. And he doesn't have like a good relationship with any of his neighbors, it seems like. So it's not like they're going to be calling him up like, hey, Don, just wanted to warn you about something. I mean, it seems like he hates everybody that lives there.
Right. I've always wondered why he said that. Well, like, why would he call and say something like that?
I don't think he was at work all day. I just don't.
Oh, I don't either.
I don't know his involvement, but regardless,
I don't either.
At work all day.
I have never heard. I've heard rumors that he's been at work all day, but I have never heard a recording, anything that he was at work all day.
Well, here's the thing is, out of the 3 adults in this situation, he is the easiest to clear by far.
Yes.
I understand not being able to clear Candace unless you can prove a different theory of what happened, not because she'd be guilty, but because she was there. But
Bingo.
Dawn would be so easy to clear. That'd be like clearing anybody.
Yeah. If he's at work, he's at work.
Yeah. It'd be like clearing you or me. We were doing something that day. Prove it. It's done. We weren't at the house. They were at the house, so they're a little harder, I know. But Dawn should be the easiest person to clear, yet law enforcement has not cleared him.
Nearly after 2 years.
Yep.
Nearly after 2 years. And, he usually works in neighborhoods that are newly constructed, spackling and all that. And he's, there's Ring doorbells, there's security cameras in these neighborhoods. There's probably even construction cameras so nobody steals their stuff, right?
Right.
And it should be so easy. And then when did he fire Dudley?
The day before?
Yeah. That's it.
And I'd like to know any other father of a kid, when they hear that their kid is missing, takes the time to make sure he gets all his tools together. He said he loaded up all of his tools before he left. He had to make sure he had all of his stuff.
Say that again.
I just wonder why a father in that situation, would want to make sure he loaded up all his tools before he left. Why that would ever matter.
Yeah. Loaded up all my tools because my daughter was missing. It's not like I had to get home quick or anything, but I still got there and 30 minutes.
Like buckets and drills are going to help you find your kid. Like,
yeah,
if it's really that big of an issue, they're going to get stolen. Put them inside the house you're working on. I guarantee it's not going to be an issue. Tell somebody else to come get them. Do something. Forget about your equipment. Your kid's missing.
Exactly. I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, there's just because he knew what went down. Oh, he said it's because they were too expensive to leave behind. Angel said. Angel. Uh, listen. There should be nothing more important than your kid. You can come back. Did anyone see Jody Sue Brown live the other night when she said that text "It's done" did come from Andy's phone, but it wasn't anything to do with Summer. God knows with them. Oh yeah, Don has tried to pin it on anybody other than themselves.
Oh, he has blamed every single person walking this earth.
Yes. They have proof of life for Summer. They would, if they have proof of life for Summer, they would have proof of work for Don Wells. Agree, then he would be checked off. You would think, that girl.
Yep.
I mean,
They were able to get that proof of life on Summer, and I think they got it in multiple places because, like they told me, they have it, but they went to so many stores. I bet they, to do their best to crack down on this wonderful timeline they were given by Candace, they probably checked each place that they could catch her on camera in the car because they went to like 5 different stores that afternoon.
Was it ever proven that Don took a coworker car at lunch? I've never heard that.
No. I've heard different things about him coming home at different times. Apparently, I think it was Fred Hill said he saw him at like 3 or sometime, but nothing on that has been confirmed. Just like it hasn't been confirmed he was at work all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And S says, again, so many conflicting statements. Hope the police have challenged all the people they interviewed. Yeah, I hope so too. But this is the thing. There should be no inconsistencies with the parents. Like, none. Like, you're supposed to be, the parents is supposed to give the cleanest timeline possible. Right?
There can be a million lies, but there's only one truth.
Exactly.
And when there becomes more than one truth, it's not the truth anymore.
Yeah. I've always wondered if he was jealous of Hunter that day.
Mm-hmm.
And something happened. I still don't think Don fired Dudley, so Dudley couldn't verify. I still think, well, yeah, that's the question. That's the question, why fire Dudley the day before? I mean, it could be a coincidence, but I really don't believe in coincidences when it comes to crime. But Donald, I believe, was working that job by himself, so I could see him locking the house and letting it. My grandpa was a painter, but he would leave his stuff in houses he was painting. Yeah, I mean, these places that they were working at, the Oaks, it's not like nobody was living there around in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Case of 1,000 coincidences. I don't know. The road I was talking to you about the other day when I text you, what road is that? You remember?
Light Hollow.
Light Hollow? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
I don't. I know that there's obviously the conversation of her being seen there. I know it's been looked at somewhat, especially in the air. I know a lot of those areas that were a little farther out were flown over, as opposed to there was a lot of ground search.
I meant the meadows. I'm sorry, the meadows. I said the Oaks. I meant the meadows. Sorry. Go ahead, Trevor.
You're fine. But I know a lot of it was flown over because they brought in like the plane, the helicopters, all that, but then also drones mapped all of that area out. So I'm not sure how much it was ground searched, but it was likely flown over multiple times.
I don't know. I think Prayer Garden said something about it the other day. That's why someone. Does anyone remember what PG said about it the other day? That Candace was it? Candace was seen on the Oaks. Did you see that, Trevor?
I did not.
They need to request the boys about the vehicle they saw on the 14th. One break. Don's house. Remember the stench in one of Don's houses that he was working. I don't think Summer's in a house that I can say. I don't think that I have personally had missing. I can personally tell you how a parent first ask anyone missing a child. Yeah. To give 7 alibis. The 7 alibis. I was jealous of Summer and was allowed around. I mean, I don't think it's that ICU. I feel like Don could have been jealous that he found out that Candace and Hunter were together that day down at the the lake or whatever. But that's, nobody talks about that phone call that Hunter says. And this is my other thing. Why would a 15-year-old boy at the time search in Candace's phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, it's odd.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember if Dudley said Don was dressed up that day he got fired or the day before? I don't know if Don was ever dressed up.
I don't think I've ever seen Don dressed up.
Yeah, I've got a photo of him actually somewhere. Hold on. Of him, I think here it is. This is when I think. Remember this?
Oh yeah.
This was, I think, the 16th.
Yeah.
When they came in. Now he wasn't obviously working that day. You got a pregnant dog and the searchers. All Hunter and Kendra. Yeah, it was, in my opinion, it was definitely out of the norm. Hunter, he has gotten in a lot of. I feel really bad for Hunter. I do. I feel bad for him. I think he's had to live a lot of adult things that a kid has had to go through without. Glenda sent you an email, Trev.
Okay.
That just most kids his age hasn't, been through.
Right.
And without very little guidance, to be honest with you.
That's the thing, is he doesn't have anyone that's actually really looking out for him. I mean, if you think about it, if the family you hang out with a lot is the Wells, you're spending a lot of your time. The adult you're spending all this time with is Candace, and then you have Allie, the way she. I mean, it's just like each of these people in his life are just not somebody you would want.
Yeah, rest in peace, Leslie. I was shocked to hear that she died. I was really shocked about that. you know, and the problem is with this. You listened to the interview from Kingsport. Did you listen to the? When was which one? Unicorn. They're not at that home. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go back to that home either, at all. What do you think, Trev?
No, I don't think they are. I think that if they were, they would have gone back by now because the longer you wait, the harder it is to
Yeah.
go back. And there's something to the fact that they're not allowed to talk to them now either. They can't just like cut that off for no reason. They have to have some kind of reasoning. So either something has been discovered by the boys speaking up, or it's come to a point that termination is close enough that they're just not going to do that anymore.
They have a court date in May. Is it
Yeah,
May?
I think it's April or May. Yeah.
Yeah, it's April or May. It's coming up. Now that is for the kids. That one, right?
Yeah, it's a custody hearing. I just don't know if it's going to be the termination hearing or if it's going to be like a status hearing before the termination.
Right.
If it's termination, then that'll be it because the termination will likely go through after all this time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe H seen some type of abuse somewhere down. So are you planning on doing any searches this spring, summer, Trev?
Oh, for sure. I plan on going back out there soon now that it's starting to warm back up. I try to go out there as much as I can. But I was wanting to get together with, I mean, we heard Dawn is, they've made it very clear they don't want anybody searching out there. I know the whole thing there, but with other locals that have a lot of property out there, wanting to kind of put something together where we can bring in a big group of people and search. I mean, I think a lot of people there would be open to that. I know it's all been looked at and but it's just like going back over it again wouldn't hurt, and you never know what you could find.
There was this guy that was missing for like 4 years, and he took this road, right? And it's a very highly traveled road,
Mm-hmm.
and they looked up and down for him. And one day, I guess the light hit it just right, and it was winter time, and he was in a car in Briars, and they had looked and looked and looked, and they finally found him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, sometimes it can be just, you can look over stuff. It's just, it happens, I guess. But I don't know, man. It's so frustrating, this case. It's so frustrating, and people lose their mind over this case, and I get it. Um, but with this one, we have so little information that everyone, if you hear something or whatever, people's like run with it, and
Right.
just crazy. And like, people fight over this case. It's like, so toxic.
It's just sad because I've never seen a case before that has drawn so much polarization to two sides. Like it just seems like there was a line drawn and people are just on one side or the other. And it's like you never would think that would, like at the beginning of this case, never once did I think there would be people that would be fighting about that because, you would think everybody would be able to come together for summer, but then you have people that put other things above it. And I mean, like, supporting the parents' innocence is, that's just a theory. You have the theory just like we do about them being possibly involved. But then you get to a point where it's like putting them over Summer
Yeah.
becomes an issue. And that's where I feel like people have took a stance of protecting the parents so hard and just leaving Summer out of it. I'm not saying unnecessarily go bash the parents, go threaten them, don't do things like that. But at the same time, Summer should still be first. And we shouldn't
absolutely
have that are
pursue justice first.
Yeah.
Pursue justice, then worry about Don and Candace.
Because you know what? We know they're okay. We know they're alive. So we don't know what Summer is.
That's exactly right. And she's a kid. She's a baby. She's a baby. And to be honest with you, just saying, oh, I'd sure like to, know where she's at, everything, that doesn't cut it. Just doesn't cut it in my book. Supporting their innocence is fine, but please look into details surrounding those people first. Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I just know that there's going to be people that have their theories about them being innocent, and it's less about differing theories and about just outright putting the parents over their missing child.
Right. No one can say that they're 100% guilty or anything. Nobody is saying, and nobody is saying that. But the thing I am saying is that regardless of whether they did this to Summer or not, I still don't think they're good parents.
No.
And I still believe with their history. I mean, Mary filed Mary or Jeannie or one of them filed a report on Don in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It started before that with Don. Candace with their kids, the history, the lifestyle, the drugs, the sex, the rock and roll.
I mean, find me two parents where you have one that has it's been said that he tried to sell one of his kids, almost adopt over one of his kids for money, openly has abused his kids in front of family members, did what he did to his stepsisters, and then the mother who has lost 7 children.
Mm-hmm.
All besides Summer, all were taken away because she was deemed unfit and that they weren't returned.
Correct.
Put that together and then tell me that these are people that we should be cheering on and telling them that they're great parents and okay. Because I see people doing that. They tell them that they're great parents and that they should have their boys back and that they're doing great. They're not. Whether they're involved or not, these aren't good people. And we can't decide that just because we don't know if they're guilty, that we could just determine that they're these great people, because they're not.
That's exactly right. You are 100% right. And just because you say, I've looked in Dawn's eyes, I've looked in Candace's eyes, and I met them for, 2 hours, and they're such good people. Is that how we judge people?
We take
Is that seriously how we judge people?
Throw away years and years of their past and clips and clips of what they say, all for a single conversation you have with them.
Yeah.
And everybody tried to give them the benefit of the doubt beforehand. People act like the day that someone went missing, we all just decided they were terrible, guilty people. None of us knew that.
Of course, that is the last thing anybody wants to think about as a parent doing it. You know what I mean? It's the worst of the worst.
Right. And the thing is, nobody knew who they were either. This is not like a case of like the Murdochs where everybody knew who they are. Nobody knew who the Wells were until someone went missing. And that's the only reason people care. We're not Wells bullies. We are trying to find out what happened to Summer. And they've denied help from people since the beginning. Day 3, I went down there and had the deputy give them a flyer I had put together and with my contact information, just if they needed anything to let me know. And they didn't want any flyers or any help. And that was like day 3. So you can't tell me then it was because they were being criticized. Nobody even knew who they were.
Right.
So they've had this mindset since the front that it's about them and not about Summer, and that's why they still don't put Summer first, because they haven't.
Yeah. They're worried about people going on their property. Like, that would be the last thing I would be worried about. Go for it. What are you going to, if you're not going to find nothing, you're not going to find it. I'm not saying that there's anything there, but why say don't come in our front and our backyard. The rest is fine. You know what I mean? Like,
nobody's asking to go check out their kitchen like they want to search.
Right. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's just,
But I mean, it's been that way since the jump. Candace went down to the command post because they were serving out food to the searchers. The first week or so, someone went missing when people brought all this food and donations for like the search crews, and that's when she went down there. Like, she was entitled to come get something, but they had all these press conferences, and Dawn and Candace weren't anywhere to be seen.
I don't know, man. It's just not normal.
They can take some notes from the way Brandy actually Michael Vaughn went missing at a similar time frame, and they need to take some notes on how a real parent responds to their child missing.
And guess what? Brandy was at work.
Yep.
And guess what? They could clear her.
Yep. And guess what? Brandy doesn't care what people say about her. She cares about finding her son.
Bingo.
Like I said, they can take some notes. That's all I can say.
Exactly. Even came out of the house and talked lovers when they arrived. Even some, what was that comment? Even some alleged alcohol from law enforcement. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, most of us just, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, it's a very polarizing case, but I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to believe someone who has met them or talked to them over the internet or a couple hours in person and just not worry about the things family members have said, police reports have said, convictions, children taken away. It's like,
right. And the people
out here
spoken out on his behalf, nobody really has in the family spoken on either of the behalf. But I know recently Pam had some kind of recorded call where she spoke about Dawn, but she forgets that there are these documented police reports where she details the injuries that were left from him hurting her.
Yes.
These things don't just disappear.
No.
And I'm glad that if she's gotten to a point where she has no hard feelings, whatever. But you can't just act like these things didn't happen. Like when she said, Dawn has never done anything to hurt me or the kids. Who knows about the kids? But that's a lie about him hurting you because he's been to jail for it.
Right. Oh, speaking of jail, hold on. Speaking of jail, damn it, where's it at?
Yeah, you would think the dogs would have barked, but apparently they were on a short vacation that day.
A short vacation.
They took a trip to Cuba.
Yeah, took a real quick trip to Cuba and just happened to come back by the time the cops got there, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Raviola. I have a photo of a letter or a police report, and I want to talk about it really quick. Thank you for reminding me. I forget half the things. All right. This is for Donald. It's probably going to be hard for you guys to see, but I'll read it. Donald Wesley Wells, October 14th, 2020, Hawkins County. On 10/14/2020, deputies were dispatched to 110 Ben Hill Road, Rogersville, Tennessee, for a DV with assault. Upon turning onto Ben Hill Road, I observed a white GMC Sonoma pulling on to Beach Creek Road. I turned my floodlights on, revealing a male behind the wheel, to be later identified as Donald Wells. Deputies proceeded on the scene and spoke with the victim, Candace Bly, and two witnesses, Jose Roman, Candace Hare. So Jose and Grandis. Bly stated that her husband, Donald Wells, left in a white GMC Sonoma shortly after deputies Winter advised that a white truck was coming back up the driveway. I heard the family member began to fear for his return. So, obviously, that right there, she was scared by Don, right? Where was I? And that there was a firearm in the vehicle. A felony stop was conducted in the driveway, and Wells was detained. When detailing Wells, I observed a strong odor of alcohol beverage coming from his person, and he was stumbling when he picked up when he was picked up off the ground. Wells stated that there was a firearm in the truck, but it was a black powder pistol in the glove box. Wells went on to say that he was a felon from charges in Utah and has had some drinks tonight. Deputy Winter located a firearm in the vehicle. I spoke with Bly and witnesses about the assault. Bly stated Wells came home drunk and he saw Jose in the house and believed Bly was cheating on him. Allegedly, Wells started to argue with Jose. Wells began to struggle with Bly. Bly was pushed down, causing damage to her knee. Bly and witness stated that Wells, listen to this. To me, this is the most important thing in here. Bly and witness stated that Wells, meaning Donald, began punching himself in the face and then left. Punching himself in the face. Wells was then taken to Hawkins County Jail for booking. Now that's crazy.
Jeez.
He's punching himself in the face so he can make it look like he's the victim. What else will he do? What else will he do? Hey, Zig. You know what I mean? It's like, what else will this man go to? He's obviously jealous of Jose, right?
Absolutely.
Drinking, and he's hitting himself. That's concerning.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't remember.
Well, one of these times she filed a TRO and then had it taken away.
Yes. But this is not a one-off with Don.
No.
This is something that has been in Don's history since he was, able to get arrested. I mean, at a young age, right? I mean, 1979, his sister went down to the police. She goes back home. Dad brings her back down, telling her to retract it.
Yep.
Blah, can't lie. Duh.
It's not in her metabolism.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's ironic, Josh plays this all the time. Who does he not trust? Who does Candace not trust? She doesn't trust.
Well, I don't trust anyone. I don't trust Donnie.
Yeah, she doesn't trust Josh, Jody Sue, Allie, Chris McDonough, and most importantly, she don't even trust her husband, Don. This is why we're at square one.
Yep.
This is exactly why we're at square one. All right, brother. Well, I got to end it. I got to go do some things.
Good old.
When are you going live next?
8 tonight.
Oh, good. Guys, listen. Trevor, also known as Trev's Time, right?
Trev Time, yep.
Trev Time. Mods, please drop his link again. You need to subscribe to Trev Time. Trevor he's a local. He started a nonprofit at a very young age because a friend of his passed away. He offered up $2,000 of his own money as a reward when Summer went missing. And he has done multiple searches nearly from day one. He was down there at day 3, right, Trev?
Yes.
Day 3. And just a good guy. I'm honored to call him a friend, and you'll love his channel, I'm sure. He's a good friend of ours here at the channel, and Josh's as well at the lab. So have they dropped the link? I want to make sure that they've dropped it. Okay, yes. Drop it a couple more times if you don't mind. So before we go, Dudley told Sweetie Palo on a phone call that Don fired him 2 weeks before Summer went missing. They all lie. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I subscribed, Trevor. I subbed.
Thank
Great.
you.
He's close to 1,000. Come on, friends. Oh my God. Let's get him over 1,000. Come on. Where are we at? Let me see where you're at, Trevor. Let me see where you're at. Let me see where you're at. Let me see where you're at, Trevor. Trev Time. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're at 966. Come on.
There we
Get
go.
him there. Come on. We need like 45 people or something. Come on. Let's do it. Get
Thank
him there.
you. As always, I appreciate that. And appreciate your support.
Of course, we're going to get you at 1,000. We need 1,000. How many we got? 977. We're getting there. 980. We're getting there. Come on. We need 20 more. 983. 984. 985. 987. Woohoo! Get him there, guys. 990. $9.93. $9.94. $9.94 still. $9.95. $9.97. $9.99. 1,000.
There we go.
Thank you guys. Thank you. You guys freaking rock.
Amen.
Thank you. We got him to 1,000. You will not regret it, guys. Promise. You will love it. You guys rock. They always come through, Trev. I'm telling you. You will. I know that you're going to meet a lot of these people in the chat, and they're just very special people. They come to support you day in and day out, not only to support you, but to be there for the victims. And you'll be so blessed by it. I promise.
Absolutely.
So you, sir, have 1,000 subscribers now.
There we go.
You actually have 1,010. So awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I've been here 2 hours and 11 minutes. I got so much to do. It's crazy. But I love you all. Thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you, guys, and I appreciate all of you, and appreciate you, Justin, your support always.
Of course. All right, guys. I will see y'all maybe later this evening. You're going live at what? 8?
8. Yep.
8 o'clock. Be there. Be square. Did you schedule it yet?
Yep, it's up.
Okay, scheduled. Spackle to the east, spackle to the west, spackle to the one that Don loves best. Bye.